Greetings all, Elle Grinnell here with True Speak, bringing you the All Things Happy and Healthy vlog. Today we're continuing on the trip of what I call the NLP Big Five. So we're taking down the big five scary monsters that are a part of neuro-linguistic programming and how our brain takes in, processes, and then repurposes information. So we've gone over try and have to, and we're going to be talking today about and should, and today we're going to be talking about, this one's actually probably the biggest of the five, and it is really valuable to understand this concept, especially when you're doing goals or planning, like even things like a wedding, right? So anything that's a goal, anything that's a New Year's resolution, anything that's a new idea or action for you, is to watch out for the use and the language around the word don't. We spend a lot of time talking about what we don't want instead of what we do. And it takes a lot of practice. I'm not going to say this is easy, but I will tell you for sure that once it's on your awareness, once it's on your radar for effective change, it gets easier. And it doesn't mean that there's never a time when you don't say don't. But if you catch yourself doing it and it is inappropriate, then you're going to shift it to what you do want simply by saying what I mean is, or what I do want, or what I do desire, something along those lines. So some really common things would be like, I don't want to eat fast food anymore, or I don't want to smoke anymore, or I don't want to get into another horrible relationship like the last one. We tend to say what we don't want, we don't want, we don't want. So step number 1 of 3 in taking down this big one is to simply hear yourself saying what you don't want, and then be your own coach, be your own counselor, and say, thanks for sharing, what do you want? And now this takes a little more digging to be able to get here, but when we focus on what we do want, we get more of that. Okay, so if you say that I don't want to eat fast food anymore, then if that's something that's you feel will be helping you with your health, right, and your weight and all of that, okay, yay, that's a good step. However, when you say what you don't want, you stick that in your mind. Okay, so when you focus on what you do want, so you're going to ask yourself, well, what do I want? Okay, I want to make better food choices. I want to sleep better at night. I want to have better breath. I want to have better general overall body odor. I want to be thinner and more fit. So there's a whole lot of things that you do want. Okay, so why does this really matter? And I'll give you a couple more examples, is to understand, and I said this in a previous vlog, and it's really important right now in relationship to setting goals and resolutions and that type of thing, is you focus on what you want in order to be able to get it. Because our brains are positively positive. They are in here for total creation. And when we say what we don't want, our brain is kind of like AI, and it just doesn't get it because it's in the process of creating and getting you answers, not being convoluted in that process. Okay, so a couple of examples. Number 1 is if you think of your brain kind of like AI, right? There's no gray area. There's no having to figure things out. It just is or it isn't, is when you use, say, like your Alexa or your Siri or something like that. And if you say don't, they can't get it because they're not in the business of giving you nothing. They are in the business of creating that which you desire. They don't know how to create and take away. So just for fun, say, Alexa, do not play the Backstreet Boys, and see what happens. And so it's just to help you have a little fun in getting used to how a part of our brain, our gray matter, is very black and white. And so begin to think about what you want instead of what you don't. Another example I can give you is, because our minds are positively positive and in the business of creation, if I say to you, don't picture a pepperoni pizza, bam, there it is. And even if it was only there for a millisecond, an instant of a second, we could make it fade away. But even though we said don't, bam, there it was. And now I know sometimes people go, well, I didn't picture a pepperoni pizza. Well, how do you know if you didn't picture a pepperoni pizza if you weren't picturing a pepperoni pizza to know that that's not what you were seeing? I hope that logic makes sense to you because this is a really important concept. I am laughing, but the truth be told is we spend way too much time thinking about what we don't want. So when you're making plans and goals and resolutions, if you hear yourself saying what you don't want, then be the coach and say, okay, well, what do you want? And to get quiet for just a moment and say, yeah, what do I want? Well, there's something about what we don't want. There's several reasons on the do desire side. So a lot of times you'll get a list of 3 to 5 things that you do want when you say like, oh, I don't want to smoke anymore. Okay, what do you want? Well, I want to be healthier. I want white teeth. I want, clean nails. I want great breath. I want a whole lot more money in my pocket at the end of the month. Jot all of those down. Those wants are going to get you your end result so much faster. Okay, so for today, I'm going to leave it just at that. Be aware of any time you say what you don't want, right? Or even if you say like, oh, I hope it doesn't rain on Saturday because we have a big event. Why would you even be focusing on what you don't want? So you're going to say, oh, I hope the weather is gorgeous on Saturday. I see that it looks like it's going to rain, but I'm going to pray for sunshine. Be focused on what you want, and you will be amazed at how rapidly and properly the things you desire can come your way under the most miraculous kind of circumstances. It's amazing, it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's happy, it's healthy, and it's why we're talking about it today. So with that, I wish you well. Stay happy and healthy, my friends, and I will see you all again real soon. Obviously, like and put anything down there in the comments that you'd like. You can also reach out to me at info@truespeak.us. I'd be happy to answer any and all of your questions. Okay, so again, stay happy and healthy, my friends. Looking forward to seeing you again soon.